Now that we're geared up, it's time to train you on the ego powers. We will use projections as our training targets. The instructions must be followed precisely in order to initiate the powers. First, we'll try Cloak. While using Cloak, you are completely invisible to enemies.
Like a
Use
shadow.
the power to sneak up behind the projections and attack.
Serves you right.
Now we'll test the Overcharge power. While using Overcharge, your damage inflicted on the enemy is significantly increased. Shoot the projection while
As
Overcharge
if
is
I
activated.
wasn't amazing enough.
I'll enable the Decoy power now. Decoy allows us to create a projection in your likeness that will fool and distract the enemy. Take down the projections while they're distracted by your decoy. The projections are
You
only
sure
vulnerable
fell
when
for
their
that.
attention is on the decoy. The blur power is now enabled. Blur will allow us to move at extreme speeds and increases melee strength during close combat. With blur active, rush the projections and strike them with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks.
You
You
gotta
must
keep
activate
up.
the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. You must activate the blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. Good work. You'll need to choose an ego power for me to integrate. The aggressive choice. I like it. I'm receiving a signal. I'll patch it through.
Can anyone hear me? I need help down here. It looks like the mutants are getting organized for an attack.
Oh no, we better help her.
Take him down!
According to my readings, those creatures are actually humans. However, their DNA is severely mutated.
We need to shut these dudes down. If we don't, you can forget about finding any survivors.
I have the ability to hack into most computer systems. Get to that thorium reactor, and I'll see what I can do.
Covering fire!
survival is not Earth's responsibility.
Excellent. I was able to reactivate the fissile materials. The reactor will overload and blow this entire base off the map. But we'll need to keep the mutants from disrupting the process.
They never learn.
Scorched earth.
I lost shields. I need some
The
backup!
reactor is overloaded. Keep it going.
Today you die!
Thanks. You have an ego implant, don't you? That's amazing. First time I've ever seen one in action. You know, I think we're gonna make one hell of a team. A little backup can take you a long way in this crazy place. I'm heading to the crash site. They're gonna need help. I'm sure we'll be in contact. Arc Hunter.
Another day, another Arcfall.
Varys has another contract available, and he's offering more than usual, which is suspicious. We should meet him at the crater. My systems have reached a threshold where upgrades have become available. You may now spend an ego unit. We need to find out if Mr. Von Bach survived. I'm picking up signals from a couple nearby evac seats. Fingers crossed that one of them belongs to Mr. Von Bach.
One more, Dusty.
This evac seat is empty. I hope whoever was in there is still alive, somewhere. I'm experiencing a lot of interference. Get to an open area so I can scan the valley. We're really lucky to be alive. The crash is horrifying.
Take him down.
Oh no, this person didn't make it out alive. I'm detecting a fading ego signal, which means this must have been a fellow Ark Hunter. I'm receiving several Von Bach Industry signals. One of them has to be him. Let's hurry and check them out. This expedition is in serious jeopardy if we fail to find Mr. Von Bach. He's the only one with the knowledge to unlock the secrets of the Ark Core. My DNA scan says this is not Mr. Von Bach, but VBI employee number 130. That's not good. She was extremely important to this expedition. This is the head of the security team. If he didn't make it, then what hope does Mr. Von Bach have?
Go into cover!
This is not Mr. Von Bach's body. This is a tragedy. I'm estimating the death count to be at least 300.
Covering fire!
Good riddance.
This is a deceased Von Bach Industries technician.
Cover me!
You're the worst. We may have lost everyone. Whether Mr. Von Bach is alive or dead, it doesn't appear to be near the crash site. I think we're going to need some assistance in finding him. I'm receiving an SOS from Captain Grant now. I'll patch it through.
Repeat. All unarmed and injured survivors, get to cover and stay put. We will find you. All combat vehicle survivors, report to the emergency engine to the Freedom Rally Point. ASAP.
Hey,